The city of Neo-Arcadia shined under a bright silver sky. Tall buildings reached so high that their tops disappeared into the clouds. Flying ships crossed the air like birds made of metal. People moved fast through the wide streets, but today, something felt different. There was worry in their eyes, and whispers filled the air like cold wind. The human warrior, Aaron Vale, walked through the city gate after a long mission outside the border. Dust covered his armor, and his dark hair was pushed back by days of rough travel. He stopped for a moment and looked around. Neo-Arcadia was supposed to feel safe, but Aaron felt a strange pressure in the air. Something was watching him. Aaron placed his hand on the metal strap across his chest. His instincts, trained through years of battle, told him danger was near. But from where? The crowd moved normally, yet their movements felt too quick, too nervous. Even the patrol drones made more noise than usual. Then everything changed. A deep sound rolled across the city, like thunder trapped inside metal. People stopped walking. Children grabbed their parents' hands. Aaron turned toward the sound, and his eyes widened. A tall figure stepped out from between two buildings. She was unlike anything most humans had ever seen. Her skin was blue like a star-lit ocean, and it glowed softly. Her hair fell like dark silk down her back. She wore shining armor with gold lines that moved like living light. Everyone in the crowd whispered the same word: alien. Aaron did not move. He had seen aliens before, but never one like her. The alien walked forward with calm steps. Her eyes locked onto Aaron as if she had come only for him. The crowd slowly backed away, forming a circle of fear around her. No one dared to breathe too loudly. The alien stopped 2 steps away from Aaron. Her voice was smooth but strong, like someone who had carried heavy secrets for many years. Human, your world is in danger. Aaron felt his muscles tighten. Why are you here? He asked quietly. The alien lowered her head slightly, almost in respect. My name is Lyra. I am a guardian of the Astral Sentinel Order. I did not come to fight. I came to warn you. The threat is real, and it is coming fast. Aaron watched her carefully. Her armor had marked small cracks and burnt edges as if she had survived a battle far stronger than anything on Earth. Who is the danger? Aaron asked. Before Lyra could answer, the ground trembled. A soft shake at first, then stronger. Then stronger still. People screamed and ran in every direction. Flying ships changed course sharply. The glass walls of tall buildings, VIBRATED.ARIN, looked up toward the sky. A massive shadow passed over the city. Something huge was coming from above the clouds, blocking the sunlight. It was not a normal ship. Its shape twisted like a living creature mixed with metal. Lyra whispered, her expression tightening. They found me. Aaron turned to her sharply. You brought this thing here? No, she said, shaking her head. They follow anyone who tries to stop them. And I ran from them to save your world. The shadow above grew darker. A strange sound echoed, a deep, slow pulse like a heartbeat. The sky itself seemed to shake with it. Aaron had heard many things in war, but never a sound so unnatural. Lyra. He said, what is coming? Her eyes glowed brighter. The void serpents, destroyers of worlds. Before Aaron could react, a blast of wind hit the street. People fell to the ground. Dust and debris flew across the city. Alarm sirens activated. Red lights flashed across buildings. Soldiers rushed to the scene, forming defensive lines, but none of them pointed their weapons at the sky. They pointed them at Lyra. A commander shouted, "Step away from the alien. She may be the threat." Aaron stepped forward. He didn't trust her fully, but something inside him whispered she was not lying. There was fear in her eyes, not aggression. Lyra lifted her hand slowly, showing she held no weapon. I am not your enemy, she said. But if your people attack me, the real enemy will strike harder. They are already close. The ground shook again, harder this time. A deep crack formed in the street. Aaron looked up once more. The dark shape in the sky began to descend, slowly revealing its monstrous form, part creature, part machine, covered in long metallic tendrils. City fell silent in terror. Aaron swallowed hard. Lyra whispered only one sentence. "Human. If you want your world to live, you must trust me." And before Aaron could answer, the creature let out a roar that shook the entire city. Before Aaron could answer, the creature let out a roar that shook the entire city. Roar that marked the beginning of the war. The roar from the sky still echoed through Neo-Arcadia as Aaron stood between panic and uncertainty. Buildings shook, alarms screamed, and the streets were full of running people. But Aaron's eyes stayed locked on the blue-skinned alien Lyra, who watched the falling shadow with deep fear. The huge creature-like ship above the clouds kept descending, its long metal tendrils stretching like claws ready to strike the city. Dark energy flickered across its body, forming sparks of purple lightning. Aaron finally spoke, trying to keep his voice steady. "Lyra, you said something about void serpents. What are they?" Lyra turned to him slowly, her glowing eyes filled with old memories, painful memories. "They are destroyers," she said softly. "They move from world to world, feeding on life, breaking civilizations. And now they want Earth." Aaron felt a chill run through his body. But why Earth? Why now? Lyra looked around at the fleeing people, the soldiers still aiming their weapons at her, the trembling ground. "Because humans are growing stronger," she said. "Your technology is improving. Your armies are preparing for the stars. They fear what humanity might become." Aaron stared at her in disbelief. "They fear us?" "Yes," Lyra whispered. "Humans have something the void serpents hate. You have willpower. You adapt fast. You fight even when you know you might lose. They destroy any race that shows signs of strength." Aaron had heard many threats in his life, but this one felt different. This was not just war. This was extinction. Suddenly, a group of soldiers stepped forward. "Alien, step away from the civilian." The commander shouted. Lyra raised her hands again, showing peace. "I am not your enemy. Please listen, your world has only days left if we do nothing." The commander scoffed. "We don't trust you. That monster came right after you appeared." Lyra shook her head. "They followed my escape signal. I ran from their territory to warn you. They did not want me to speak." Aaron stepped closer to the commander. "Sir, maybe we should." "Stay out of this, soldier," the commander snapped. "She is a threat." Aaron clenched his jaw. He could see the fear in the soldiers' eyes. They were ready to shoot her if she moved even an inch. Lyra took a slow breath. "I will show you," she said. "Aaron, stand beside me." Aaron hesitated, then walked to her side. Something inside him told him this was the right choice. Lyra touched a small glowing crystal on her armor. A blue hologram burst into the air like floating fire. The hologram showed space filled with dead planets, worlds broken, cracked, burnt. Giant serpent-like machines flew among the ruins. Their eyes glowed red, and their bodies wrapped around planets like metal dragons. Aaron Collegians felt sick. This is what they do," Lyra nodded. "They feed on energy from living worlds. They take everything and leave nothing behind. My own people fought them for years, until almost all of us were gone." Her voice shook slightly, revealing pain behind her calm expression. Aaron looked at the hologram again. One of the serpent machines opened its mouth and released a beam that cut a planet in half like soft metal. The soldiers froze. The commander swallowed hard. Lyra spoke firmly. "And now they have found Earth. They want to end your future before it begins." Aaron turned to her. "What can we do?" "We can't fight something like that." Lyra looked him in the eyes. "You can. Humans are stronger than you think. But you cannot fight alone." You will need knowledge, training, and ancient power. She paused, and you will need me. Aaron felt a heavy silence settle between them. He didn't know her, didn't know if she was telling the truth, but something about her voice felt honest. He could sense the weight of her journey, the desperation in her warning. Then the sky crackled again. The giant creature ship roared once more. A metal tendril shot down like a spear, slamming into a distant part of the city. Flames rose into the air. People screamed and scattered. Lyra grabbed Aaron's arm suddenly. There is no more time. If you want your world to survive, you must come with me now. Aaron's heart pounded in his chest. He looked at the burning buildings. He looked at the frightened people. He looked at the soldiers who no longer seemed so sure of themselves. Then he looked at Lyra, at her glowing armor, her calm determination, her desperate plea. Aaron nodded slowly. Tell me what I have to do. Lyra's eyes softened with relief. Good, then we must leave this city. There's a place hidden under Earth's surface. A place your people have forgotten. It holds answers and warnings. Aaron took a deep breath. He had no idea where this path would lead him, but he knew one thing. This was only the beginning. The ground still trembled from the attack as Aaron followed Lyra through the smoke-filled streets of Neo-Arcadia. The sky above them burned with purple lightning from the giant void serpent ship. People ran in every direction, shouting and crying. But Aaron kept moving forward beside the alien guardian. Lyra moved with surprising speed, her glowing armor leaving faint trails of blue light behind her. We must reach the lower districts, she said. There's an old path there. It will take us underground. Aaron tried to keep up. Underground? What's down there? Answers, Lyra replied. And danger, but we have no choice. Before Aaron could ask more, the sharp sound of metal footsteps echoed across the street. Clank. 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 Stopped. Lyra froze. From the smoke, 3 tall figures appeared. They wore black armor with shining red lines. Their masks were smooth, with no eyes, only a glowing red symbol in the center. Aaron whispered, Who are they? Lyra's voice dropped. Hunters. Aaron reached for his weapon. Void serpent soldiers? No, Lyra said quietly. Worse, these are assassins sent by the Astral Empire. My own people. Arin stared at her in shock. Your people want you dead? Lyra's face hardened. Yes, they fear the truth I carry. They do not want humans to know the danger. The hunters stepped forward, moving silently despite their heavy armor. The middle one raised a hand, and a long energy blade formed with a sharp hiss. Lyra touched Aaron's shoulder. Stay close. Do not let them separate us. Before Aaron could reply, the hunters charged. Lyra reacted first. She spun with incredible speed, blocking a strike with her glowing arm guard. Sparks flew. Aaron jumped back as another hunter swung at him. He drew his combat knife, small compared to their weapons, but all he had. The hunter attacked again. Aaron ducked under the blade and slashed the enemy's armor. It left only a small mark. These things are tough. Aaron shouted. Lyra jumped between 2 hunters, knocking them back with a burst of blue energy. They are trained to kill without emotion, she said. Do not hold back. Aaron dodged another blow, rolled forward, and grabbed a metal pipe from the ground. He smashed it against the hunter's knee joint. This time, the armor cracked. The hunter staggered. Aaron didn't stop. He used his strength, striking again and again until the hunter fell to the ground. Lyra fought the other 2 with beautiful controlled movements. Her armor glowed brighter each time she struck. But even she was pushed back by their powerful blows. One hunter grabbed her arm and smashed her against a wall. Aaron felt anger rise inside him. He sprinted toward them, jumped, and drove the pipe into the back of the hunter's helmet. Crack! The hunter collapsed. Lyra looked at Aaron with surprise. You fight with great courage. Aaron shrugged, out of breath. Thanks, I guess. But the third hunter was still standing. It walked slowly toward them, raising both blades. Its mask glowed intensely. Lyra whispered, "This one is the leader." The hunter suddenly dashed forward with impossible speed. Aaron barely managed to block the first strike. The energy blade cut straight through the metal pipe, splitting it in half. Aaron stumbled back. The hunter aimed a killing blow, but Lyra jumped in front of Aaron, catching the blade with her glowing hands. Her armor sparked violently. Aang watched in shock as Lyra pushed back with all her strength. "Aaron!" She yelled. "Run! I'm not leaving you," he shouted. "You must. If they kill me, Earth loses its only guide." Aaron hesitated, but another blast shook the ground. A building behind them began to collapse. Lyra's eyes met his. "Go!" Aaron finally turned and sprinted toward a side alley. Lyra released a pulse of blue light, knocking the hunter back. She ran after Aaron, but the hunter regained balance fast and followed. The chase began. Aaron ran through narrow streets, jumping over broken walls, weaving between abandoned vehicles. Lyra stayed right behind him, moving with quick, fluid motions. The hunter's heavy footsteps grew louder. Aaron glanced back. "It's still coming. It will not stop," Lyra said. "It will chase us until one of us dies." Aaron turned a corner and froze. The path was blocked by a collapsed tower. "We're trapped." Lyra looked around quickly. "No, not trapped. Look there." She pointed to a cracked metal door on the side of a ruined building. "That leads to the old tunnels." Aaron nodded and ran toward it. He kicked the door open. Lyra followed him inside, but the hunter leaped into the doorway, blocking their escape. Its blades glowed brighter, ready to strike. Aaron tightened his grip on his broken pipe. Lyra stepped forward slowly. "Stay behind me, Aaron," she said. "This ends now." The hunter raised its weapons, and the battle for their survival truly began. The metal door slammed shut behind them as Aaron and Lyra escaped the hunter's final swing. The powerful strike hit the door, bending the steel inward. Aaron could still hear the hunter's mechanical growl echoing through the halls. Lyra grabbed his wrist. "We must keep moving. These tunnels go much deeper." Aaron nodded and followed her down a long, dark corridor. Only a few broken lights flickered above them, casting strange shadows on the walls. Dust covered the floors, and the air smelled old, like a place untouched for centuries. "What is this place?" Aaron asked, looking around. "These tunnels were built long before your modern cities," Lyra said softly. "Earth has many secrets. Some your people forgot. Some were hidden on purpose." Aaron frowned. "You know a lot about Earth." Lyra did not answer at first. Her footsteps slowed. "My people studied many worlds," she finally said. "We learned about Earth thousands of years ago." Aaron stopped walking. "Thousands? Humans didn't even have cities that long ago." Lyra looked back at him. "That is what you believe. But the truth is different." Before Aaron could question her more, the tunnel opened into a massive underground chamber. Aaron gasped. Huge stone pillars rose into the darkness above, carved with strange symbols. Blue crystals grew from the walls, glowing softly like stars. In the center of the chamber stood a giant door made of black stone, covered in ancient markings Aaron had never seen before. "Is this human?" Aaron whispered. Lyra walked toward the door slowly. "Yes, this was made by the ancient humans, your ancestors long before recorded history." Aaron stared at her, shocked. "That can't be true. We never had anything like this." Lyra turned to him, her expression serious. "The world you know is only a rebuilt version. Long ago, humans were strong, very strong. They fought the void serpents and pushed them back. But the war destroyed nearly everything. Your ancestors hid what remained underground, hoping one day their children would rise again." Aaron felt his heart beat faster. The idea seemed unbelievable, but the giant stone door, the symbols, the crystals, Everything looked older then. Any history book, why hide it? He asked quietly. Lyra touched the black stone with her hand. To protect the knowledge from enemies and from themselves. A low vibration hummed through the chamber. The crystals brightened. The giant door began to open. Aaron stepped back, ready for danger. What did you do? Only awakened what? Was waiting, Lyra said. The stone door slid open, revealing a dark hall. A warm blue light glowed inside, inviting them deeper. Lyra motioned for Aaron to follow. No matter what happens, stay close. This place reacts to human presence. Aaron entered the hall cautiously. Blue flames lit along the walls, one by one, showing a long pathway with carvings of humans fighting giant serpent-like creatures. Aaron touched the carvings gently. Were these really my ancestors? He asked. Lyra nodded. They were brave, strong, fearless, but they paid a heavy price. Aaron felt a strange emotion inside him, pride mixed with sadness. As they walked deeper, the hall opened into another chamber. At the center stood a pedestal holding a small crystal sphere glowing softly. Rin approached it. What is that? Lyra looked at the sphere with respect. This is an echo stone. It stores memories of the past. Aaron reached out. Can I touch it? Yes, Lyra said. It will only respond to a human. Aaron placed his hand on the sphere. Instantly blue light wrapped around him. His vision blurred. The chamber faded away, and he saw another world. Ancient humans stood in shining silver armor, fighting massive mechanical serpents across burning skies. Explosions shook the land. Humans used strange energy weapons, powerful and bright. They fought with courage, never stopping, even when the serpents darkened the sky like a storm. Then Aaron saw something painful, a final battle. A world breaking, humans falling, and a last desperate message spoken into the echo stone. If you find this, rise again. Stand tall, do not fear the stars. The vision ended. Aaron fell to his knees, breathing hard. The echo stone dimmed. Lyra stood beside him. You saw it. Aaron looked up at her, eyes wide. They were like us, but stronger. And they fought until the end. Lyra nodded. And now you must continue what they started. The void serpents think humanity is weak. They do not know your true history. Aaron stood slowly, a fire growing in his chest. But before he could speak, a loud explosion shook the chambers. Dust fell from the ceiling. The stone walls cracked. A familiar mechanical roar echoed through the tunnels. Lyra's face tightened. They're inside, she whispered. The hunter found us. Aaron grabbed a broken metal pole from the floor. Then, we fight. Lyra stepped forward, her armor glowing brighter. No, first we run. There's one more chamber below. A place your people must see. After that, then we fight. The roar grew louder. Rin nodded. And together, they ran deeper into Earth's forgotten past, with the hunter closing in behind them. The underground chamber shook again as Aaron and Lyra ran deeper into the ancient ruins. Dust fell from the ceiling. Cracks spread across the stone walls like spider webs. The roar of the hunter echoed through the tunnels, growing louder with every step. Aaron looked back. He's getting closer. How can something that big move so fast? Lyra answered without slowing. The hunters do not tire. They do not feel pain. They chase until the target stops breathing. Aaron swallowed hard. Great, just what I needed. They reached a spiral staircase carved into the rock. Blue crystals lit the steps with a soft glow. Lyra pointed downward. Below here is the core chamber. Your ancestors built it. It holds something the void serpents fear. Aaron raised an eyebrow. Humans built something aliens fear? Lyra nodded. Yes, something powerful, something lost. Before Aaron could ask more, the staircase shook violently. A metal blade stabbed through the wall just inches from Aaron's head. The hunter's distorted voice growled from above. Traitor. Human. Surrender. Aaron grabbed Lyra's arm. Go. Move. They rushed down the stairs as the hunter tore through stone and metal behind them. At the bottom, they reached a massive circular chamber. Blue fires lit themselves along the walls, revealing old machines, broken statues, and a giant circular platform in the center. Arin stepped forward. What is this place? Lyra walked to the platform and placed her hand on it. This is where ancient humans made their final stand. Their strongest warriors used this place to channel energy against the void serpents. Aaron looked around. In disbelief. They were that powerful? Lyra nodded softly. Not powerful enough, but powerful enough to slow the enemy. And powerful enough to leave behind hope. But before she could say more, the metal doorway exploded. The hunter dropped into the chamber, landing with a heavy thud. Dust and debris flew across the room. Its blood-red symbol glowed brighter now, almost alive. Aaron stepped in front of Lyra, gripping a metal pole like a weapon. He knew it wasn't enough, but he wouldn't back down. Lyra whispered, Aaron, you cannot fight it alone. Aaron glanced at her. I'm not alone. The hunter raised its glowing blades and charged. Lyra and Aaron split apart, forcing the hunter to choose. It ran toward Lyra first, swinging both blades in a deadly cross. Lyra blocked with her arm guards, sparks flying everywhere. She slid back several meters but kept her balance. Aaron attacked from the side, slamming his metal pole into the hunter's leg joint. The blow made a loud crack, but the hunter barely reacted. Instead, it spun and smacked Aaron across the room with the back of its arm. Aaron hit the ground hard. Pain shot through his ribs. Lyra shouted, Aaron! But he stood up again, wiping blood from his lip. I've been hit harder. The hunter moved in for the kill, but suddenly, the floor beneath them lit up. Blue energy lines came alive, spreading across the chamber like lightning veins. The giant platform began to hum. Dust floated into the air. The symbols on the walls glowed brighter than ever before. Lyra stared in shock. The core chamber has awakened. Aaron looked down at his feet. The blue energy flowed around him, reacting to his presence. What's happening? He asked. Lyra whispered, almost afraid. It's answering to you. The hunter swung again, but this time, the blue energy pulsed. A barrier of light appeared around Aaron, blocking the attack completely. Aaron stared at the glowing shield around his body. Okay, this is new. Lyra stepped closer, her eyes wide. Your ancestors left this energy for a future warrior. For the one who would stand against the serpents again. Aaron, it chose you. Aaron had no words, only shock, but the hunter wasn't finished. It let out a furious roar and unleashed a burst of red energy that shook the chamber. The ancient stone walls cracked deeper. A section of the ceiling collapsed, dust filling the air. Lyra shouted over the noise, We cannot fight it here. If this chamber falls, everything will be lost. Aaron nodded. Then we get out alive. The hunter charged again. Aaron raised his arm instinctively, and a beam of blue light shot out, blasting the hunter backward into a stone column. The column shattered. The hunter landed with a heavy crash. Aaron stared at his glowing hand. Did I just do that? Lyra smiled, breathless. Yes, and you will do more. But before they could celebrate, a deeper sound shook the chamber. A monstrous roar. Not from the hunter. Aaron turned pale. What now? Lyra slowly looked up as dust fell from the ceiling. They have arrived, she whispered. The real enemy. The ceiling split open with a deafening crack. A giant metallic serpent head pushed through the break, glowing eyes scanning the chamber, Earth's first void. Serpent had reached them, and the battle was no longer a warning, it was war. Asterisk, the ancient chamber shook violently as the huge metallic serpent pushed deeper through the broken ceiling. Its glowing red eyes scanned the ruins, searching for life. Searching for them. Dust rained down and the air grew hot with energy. Aaron stood frozen for a moment, staring at the creature. It was far larger than he imagined. Its armored scales shimmered like black steel, and its jaw was filled with sharp metal teeth that hummed with power. Even the mighty hunter looked small compared to it. Beside him, Lyra stepped forward slowly, her armor glowing brighter. "That," she whispered, "is a void serpent scout. If a scout is here, the army is close behind." Aaron tightened his grip on the broken pole, even though he knew it was useless now. "We can't fight that thing." Lyra shook her head. "Not alone." The void serpent roared, shaking the entire chamber. Its voice sounded like many machines screaming at once. The hunter, still damaged from Aaron's energy blast, rose to its feet again. But instead of attacking Aaron or Lyra, it stood facing the serpent. Aaron blinked in confusion. "Is it afraid?" Lyra nodded. "Yes, even hunters know their place. They obey the serpents. They fear them." The serpent dropped lower into the chamber. Red light glowed from its chest. Energy gathered in its mouth. Lyra shouted, "Move!" She pulled Aaron behind a fallen stone pillar just as the serpent fired a beam of red energy. The blast cut through ancient walls like paper, destroying half the chamber in seconds. Aaron covered his head as debris flew everywhere. "We're going to die down here." Lyra placed a hand on his shoulder. Even in chaos, her voice stayed calm. "No, Aaron. You were chosen by the core. You carry the strength of your ancestors now. You must not fall." Aaron looked at his hand. The blue glow still pulsed under his skin like a heartbeat. "I don't even know how to use it," he said shakily. "I don't know what I'm doing." Lyra's expression softened. "I do." She held both his hands gently, guiding them together. "Feel the energy. Let it rise. Do not force it. Let it answer your will." Aaron closed his eyes. He breathed slowly. His mind filled with images from the Echo Stone, ancient humans fighting giant metal beasts with the same blue power. Their courage flowed through him like fire. A soft hum rose from his chest. Then, the blue light spread through his arms. Lyra stepped back, watching with awe. "Yes, that's it." The void serpent sensed the rising energy. It turned sharply, its glowing eyes locking onto Aaron. Another roar shook the chamber. Aaron opened his eyes. He was no longer afraid. He stepped out from behind the stone. Lyra shouted, "Aaron, wait!" But Aaron wasn't recklessly charging. He was standing tall, facing the monster head-on. He raised his hand. The serpent fired another red beam. Aaron braced himself. The blue shield formed instantly, wrapping around his body like thick armor. The beam hit it, but instead of breaking, the shield held strong. The red light scattered like sparks. Aaron pushed forward through the blast, step by step. Lyra watched with disbelief. "Impossible. He is resisting a serpent's core strike." Aaron shouted, "Lyra, help me!" Lyra rushed to his side, raising her own glowing hands. She sent a blast of blue energy toward Aaron's shield, strengthening it. Their powers joined, creating a brighter, stronger barrier. Together, they pushed back the beam until it finally stopped. The chamber fell silent for a brief moment, except for the heavy breathing of Aaron and Lyra. Aaron looked at her with a mix of shock and gratitude. "We did it, together." Lyra gave a small smile. "Yes, this is what I wanted the Astral Empire to see. This is why they feared an alliance. Humans and Guardians together are powerful." The void serpent hissed in anger and drew closer, now determined to crush them physically. The hunter stood between them and the serpent, but one swipe from the huge creature smashed the hunter into pieces. Aaron flinched. "It's coming again." Lyra grabbed his arm. "Aaron, listen carefully. Your world is not ready to fight alone. And I cannot win without you, but if we stand together, if we trust each other, We can survive this. Aaron nodded slowly. I trust you. Lyra's eyes softened with relief. And I trust you. At that moment, the blue energy around them swirled and combined, forming a bright sphere of power that filled the entire chamber. Their strengths blended human will and alien wisdom, human courage and alien power. The Void Serpent lunged. Rin and Lyra raised their hands together. A massive wave of blue energy erupted outward, hitting the serpent with explosive force. The creature roared in pain as the blast threw it backward through the broken ceiling, sending rocks and dust flying into the sky above. Aaron stumbled, almost collapsing. Lyra caught him. You did well, Aaron. Very well. Aaron looked up at the destroyed ceiling, breathing hard. They'll come back, won't they? Lyra nodded sadly. Yes, and next time they will be stronger. Aaron stood tall despite his exhaustion. Then we prepare. Humans and aliens. Together. Lyra placed her hand over his. This is the beginning of a new alliance, one the galaxy has never seen. And in that ancient chamber, under the ruined Earth, the legendary human-alien alliance was born. The chamber was shaking, broken, and filled with dust. The giant void serpent had been pushed back, but Aaron and Lyra knew the victory was only temporary. The blue light around them slowly faded, leaving the ancient room dark and cold. Rin leaned against a cracked pillar, breathing heavily. That thing, it's not done. I can feel it. Lyra nodded, her armor flickering weakly. Yes, it will return soon. And it will bring others with it. Many others. Aaron looked up at the ruined ceiling where the serpent had crashed through. Above them was only darkness, deep tunnels, and broken stone. How do we stop an army of those? Lyra placed a hand on his arm with quiet strength. You do not stop them alone. You stop them with your world. Aaron felt a strange mix of pride and fear. My world doesn't even know what's happening yet. Lyra looked away for a moment. Pain flashed across her eyes. Your world should have been warned earlier, but the Astral Empire stopped me. They did not want humans to stand beside them. They feared what humanity might grow into. Aaron raised an eyebrow. Should I take that as a compliment? Lyra gave a tired smile. Yes, you should. But their small moment of peace vanished. Instantly, when another tremor shook the chamber, the stones above cracked again. A deep metallic sound echoed like thunder from far above. Aaron tensed. They're coming. Lyra's voice hardened. Yes, more void serpents are entering Earth's atmosphere now. And the Astral Empire's ships will follow soon. They will try to silence me before I help your people fight. Aaron clenched his fists, the faint blue glow returning. They won't silence you. Not while I'm here. Lyra stepped closer, her eyes glowing softly in the dim light. I believe you. But we must leave these ruins. Your military will detect the serpent attack. Soon. They will come here, and if they find us, they will try to capture me again. Aaron nodded. Then let's get out of here. They climbed a narrow pathway through fallen rocks. The air grew fresher. Light from the surface began to shine through cracks in the stone. Aaron pushed aside broken debris until a final stone slab lifted, revealing the outside world. What they saw was shocking. Neo-Arcadia was burning. Smoke rose into the sky. Buildings were damaged. Sirens echoed in the air. Human soldiers ran through the streets while ships circled overhead. The attack had shaken the whole city. Aaron stepped out slowly. My home, my people. Lyra looked over the destruction with sadness. This is only their warning. The real invasion has not begun yet. Suddenly a voice shouted from behind, Soldier! Step away from the alien. Aaron turned to see a squad of human soldiers aiming weapons at Lyra. Their faces were filled with fear, confusion, and anger. The commander from earlier stepped forward. Aaron Vale, stand aside. The alien is responsible for this mess. Aaron shook his head firmly. No, she saved us. She saved this entire city. Lyra met Aaron's eyes. A silent question in hers. Are you sure? Aaron stepped in front of her boldly. You want her? You go through me. The commander hesitated, surprised by Aaron's defiance. Soldier, this isn't your choice. Humanity must defend itself. Aaron raised his glowing hand. And this alien is the only one who can help humanity survive. If you fire on her, you fire on Earth's last chance. The soldiers stared at his blue energy. Some lowered their weapons slowly. Others looked unsure. Lyra whispered, Aaron, this is dangerous. Aaron didn't look back. So is trusting the wrong enemy. The commander stepped forward again, but before he could speak, the sky screamed. Everyone looked up. Clouds twisted into a spiral. Purple lightning flashed. A huge tear opened in the sky like a wound. Through it emerged a second void serpent bigger. Then the one Aaron and Lyra fought underground, and behind it, another, and another, and another, dozens of them. Gasps and screams filled the streets. Lyra's voice trembled with dread. The invasion has begun. Human battleships rose into the air to intercept, but the serpents fired beams of red light, destroying them instantly. Aaron felt the blue power rise again inside him. They're killing everyone. We have to fight. Lyra touched his shoulder gently but firmly. We will, but not alone. This is bigger than you and me. This is the moment when your world must choose fear or unity. Aaron looked around at the terrified soldiers, the burning city, the broken sky. He raised his voice loudly so everyone could hear. We stand together, human and alien. Today we fight for Earth. For a moment, everything was silent. Then the ground shook as the largest void serpent descended, its jaw opening wide, preparing to release a blast that could wipe out the entire city. Lyra stepped beside Aaron. Her voice was steady, her eyes unwavering. This is where humanity stands. Tall. Aaron lifted his glowing hands, ready to face the impossible. The light from the serpent's mouth grew brighter. The air shook. The sky burned. And the final battle for Earth